We saw what the president said about Mitt Romney and his vote on impeachment. You're saying that these Republicans are not going to feel that blowback either.
Yeah, we don't have the doghouse at the
You care if I sit down, Uncle Bill?
No, man. Then you broke the order.
Oh.
Give out.
I am too.
Huh?
I'll give out too.
Somewhere. Walked all over that store.
Where'd you go?
Walmart.
Walmart in Paris?
Yeah, they. So good. Everything. They changed up the stuff in the store. Couldn't find nothing. I got ill. I'm still ill over it. And walked myself to death hunting stuff.
I'll be darned.
I'm give out.
I'll be darned.
I spent 4 or 5 hours in that store hunting stuff.
My goodness.
Thank you.
Let me see it again. See if I got the same interpretation out of it that you did. It's actually, I kind of felt like it was kind of an oxymoron. You're my favorite person to do everything and nothing with. You understand what that means?
I had to make 4 or 5 stops. I had to buy license plates. Pay taxes.
How much was license plates? How much was license plates?
$139.
$139 for tags?
Yeah.
No way.
$25 tax on school tax.
What?
Yeah.
And you got all way out here in the middle of the, down here by the river?
It's only for 7 years.
Yeah, that's what they always say. That's kind of like the Dan Ryan. They said that after they got the Dan Ryan paid off, going around Chicago, that they wouldn't charge nobody no more money towards getting on the Dan Ryan. But I guarantee you, they probably still charge him. I don't know. I hadn't been on the Dan Ryan in a while. When's the last time you been on the Dan Ryan?
Gosh, I don't even remember. It's been a terrible time since I've been on it.
But they had everything mixed up in Walmart to the point that you had to hunt and look. Why didn't you just ask some people rather than you go up and down in aisles? Huh?
They didn't know where it's at. They moved it all.
Oh, they didn't even know where it was at.
No.
Oh my God.
Will there be any judicial vacancies left unfilled?
I haven't had no lunch today.
Well, you're starving to death.
Yeah.
You ain't got no energy. Gotta have some energy.
More out.
You don't get those other big things done, like prescription you kind of only do judges.
No, I was in the area. I had to go to Waverly and take care of some things. And I thought I'd shoot up through Clarksville and visit a friend up there in the body shop. Man, I'm going to tell you what. I don't miss getting out of the body shop industry at all. All that smell, that Bondo dust, and all them paint fumes. I mean, the guy's making good money. There's no doubt he's making good money. But man, oh man, don't you think that was could have possibly been a contributing factor of Jason catching all that cancer the way that he did?
He wasn't in it much.
Well, where did he get the cancer from? Asbestos? Did he tear down a bunch of houses that had asbestos in it? You think it was from hanging, doing linemen, hanging them wires?
I don't know. A lot of people that had cancer
Yeah, but look at you. I mean, you're like Dad. You used to eat Bondo dust and eat paint and thinner in the body shop industry, and you hadn't even got a cold. You've never even had a cold.
Well,
Have you ever had a cold?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Do you even take aspirin?
I take a little baby aspirin. Doctor won't do it until I ask.
What, are you 86 now?
Mm-hmm. Soon be 87.
Soon be 87? Born when? 1933?
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember the month. June, right? July?
6 months. 6 June.
The 6th of June?
June, yeah.
June the 6th?
June 12th.
June 12th. So you're a Capricorn.
Who?
Capricorn. No wonder you was difficult and everybody getting along with you. Your zodiac sign wasn't right. You was born at the wrong time.
I guess so.
I'm just joking with you, Uncle Bill. You're looking good, other than you being tired, worn out.
I'm going out.
I think I'd have got the manager out there. I'd have talked to the manager about that
I'm
problem.
no good.
You don't think the manager would even know where stuff was?
No.
What was you looking for?
Food.
Food.
I moved these pepper plants way back in the back part of the store. It used to be that center of the store.
And you looked and looked and looked. Just like a dog hunting a rabbit or
I
a...
run up on one girl that worked there and she knew where the paper towels was.
Well, thank God for that. Lord, that's a big old store to be in there walking around. Why don't you get on one of them little old carts and
I can do better walking than I can on one things.
can you?
Yeah.
Especially if it's really a lot of people in there, huh? Crowded.
Yeah, they do.
And
They
they're
won't
bumping
get out
into
of the
people.
way. They block the aisles.
Bumping into people. Making people mad. Lord, Lord. 86 years old. Have you learned anything in 86 years, anything at all, comparison to what you knew whenever you was first born? Nothing. Not a thing.
Everything's the same old thing, over and over, every day, same old thing, over and over.
It just the name changes and the faces changes.
Everything's
He just
the same.
keeps repeating itself, don't it, Uncle Bill?
Mhm.
Huh? He just keeps repeating from one generation to another.
Yeah. We all come and go, die out, new generation come up.
Yeah. You've seen how many wars?
A bunch of them.
You've seen World War II, the Korean War, the Vietnam War, Desert Storm War, and I guess this longest one that we've been in for the past, 17 or 18 years, over trying to defeat Saddam Hussein. You've seen a lot of changes, haven't you?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. There's gonna be some more changes too.
What?
You ain't seen nothing what's gonna happen.
Oh, high-tech stuff? All this high-tech stuff coming into play? Oh, yeah.
And everything's changing. The weather's changing, everything's changing.
Well, it's got to the point now, if you're not a computer whiz towards being able to operate one of those phones like that,
And I can't run one of them.
but what I'm saying is if you can't run one of them, it's going to get to the point you ain't going to be able to get in your vehicle and go down the road and pump gas in the automobile. You know what I'm saying? It's got that bad.
The electric vehicles are gonna take over one of these days. It's gonna take a while.
Oh, the electric vehicles? They're already working on it out west. Big time.
It's coming.
Did you know that they got robots working in Walmart out in California where Julie's from?
They had robots building them little old Chevrolets. It was in a whole dark building. When I went to that training school down there, the building to have a light in it. All you could see sparks
Yeah.
flying where his spot was going to get. He built a little bitty shed.
Automated.
They built the whole car. The robots built that whole shed. Everything.
Who paid for that training? Did you?
Dollar Motor Company.
Did they?
Of course, they pay for it. Where you go to it or not, they have to pay for it.
So you got certified then, didn't you?
Yeah.
you was ASC's I-card certified then. Boy, nowadays you got to have a certificate to be able to wipe your tail. Huh?
Well, it's money. You gotta have license now.
You got to have a certificate to know how to wipe your own tail. Somebody's going to start charging people if you use too much toilet paper. It's going to be an environmental threat.
Well,
And if it's an
toilet paper-
environmental threat, they'll penalize you, they'll tax you, they'll do something to you.
Toilet paper's going up, so I ain't won't be able to buy it anyhow. Just went up $2 more.
What has?
Toilet paper has.
Toilet paper has.
Paper trail's gone up $2 more.
Well, you know, over there in China, you know, we get like 90% of our medication and 90% of everything else over there. If those people shut down pertaining to that disease, that sickness, that could affect us over here, couldn't it, Uncle Bill?
Yeah, they don't allow people coming out of the country coming in here. They quarantine them. They can't come in.
But what I'm saying is, you know, we take advantage of having adequate TVs and adequate clothes and adequate shoes and adequate this and adequate that because it's always been there for us. What if it just shut off? And you know everything's based around supply and demand, supply and demand. If you ain't got the supply, then the next thing you know, the prices will go out up.
Mm-hmm.
The same pair of shoes that you and I could buy right now at Walmart for $35 or $40 will wind up costing $135 or $145. You know what I'm saying? Because they won't have nobody making the things. So we've kind of got caught off guard because there at one time we used to be the leading manufacturer in the whole world. We was the ones that was building
That's what
the
Trump's trying to do,
TVs.
get them all back in this country now.
I know. But man, they just dog that poor man to death, don't they?
The Democrats has gone crazy.
I thought you was a Democrat at one time.
I was. The Democrat left me. I didn't leave them. The Democrat Party left me.
So you don't
I don't vote Democrat no more.
you don't.
No. Democrats are crazy.
Lord, Uncle Bill, if your father was still living, he'd slap the taste out of your mouth.
The Roosevelt days are gone. They're different. Roosevelt days are all gone. It ain't like it used to be.
Well, anyways, I was thinking about you, and I brought you a balloon.
Appreciate
I
it.
brought
Thank
you a card. But my main reason why I wanted to come over here, I got some bad news.
What's that?
Julie's brother died.
Who?
Julie, the girl out in California, her brother died. Johnny, do you remember Johnny, Joanne's boy?
I don't remember him, but I know he had one. What was wrong with him?
Well, a couple years ago, he had a bad accident. And he done a lot of bad brain damage to him. And he was disabled, getting over the brain injury. We don't know if that helped pre-cause it, or if maybe he got a hold of some fentanyl. He may have gotten a hold of some fentanyl, some of them drugs out there that could have caused him to OD or something. You know what I'm saying? He was 46. How old was Jason?
He died at 46.
Jason died at 46.
Him been dead 4 years. He's 4 years this coming October.
See, he died the same age as Jason did. But now, didn't Jason fight that for a couple years? That come upon him all at once? Did it really?
After he found out he had to live less than 4 months.
What?
Esophageal cancer, they can't treat it.
What kind of cancer is it?
Esophageal cancer,
Esophagus.
right in here.
In your stomach? And they can't treat it.
Don't nothing affect it.
Well, what kind of cancer did Mom have?
Betty, multiple myeloma.
Multiple.
That eats up the bones.
Your wife. Your wife had that.
Mhm.
All right. How about your sister, which is my mother? What kind of cancer did she
I
have?
don't know what you had.
Because they said that it had already got into the blood system, and the doctors asked them. They said, "Well, if we operate, we can't guarantee nothing. It's a 50-50 chance that we actually may make it worse than make it better if we operate on you or if we give you chemo." And that's whenever she decided that she wasn't going to do neither. She made that conscious choice that she was not going to do neither.
Yeah.
Do you respect her decision in doing that?
Sure. If that's what she wants to do it. It's her life.
Home Advisors, hands down the easiest way to do all sorts of home projects. Fixing a leak, painting a wall.
Looks like cancer's going to take probably about 75-80% of us out here, doesn't it? Good God.
The young people's having cancer now.
I know. I know they are.
We've had 7 of our Sunday school classes now with cancer.
Who?
7 in our Sunday school class died with cancer.
Good God. So you had to pay an extra $25 a month for a school tax pertaining to Paris just simply because you're in the same county?
Mm-hmm. All whole county's got to pay license, pay it on, buy Henry County license.
They add that to the fee? And then of course you got to pay your taxes. I'm sure your taxes over there is pretty high too, ain't it? Probably about $400, $500. I imagine your taxes is at least $400 or $500, aren't they?
Well, they were, but I got a discount. It runs me a little better than $200 now.
Because you're retired?
I guess.
Options trading, and look, it feels like I'm just wasting time.
Wasted time is wasted opportunity.
I thought you'd get a kick out of that card.
Yeah, appreciate it.
It's an oxymoron. At least somebody was thinking about you. Like I said, I come out of Clarksville, and I was on my way through here anyway, and I thought, I'm going to stop over here at Uncle Bill's real quick. I picked that balloon up. Did you know they claim that there's a shortage on helium?
Mm-hmm.
Helium. Helium got gas. There's a shortage on
What's in
helium.
that charge where you charge more?
Learn fast with the TD Ameritrade Education Center. Call 866-295.
That's what they done to the gas company back in the 70s. They had a shortage of it and doubled the prices.
And for a limited time, get up to
There wasn't no shortage of gas.
funded account. That's 866-295.
But what happened during the 70s and the early 80s whenever the interest rate went to 22, 23, 24%? Who was behind all that? Merrill Lynch? The Bull?
I don't know.
Wall Street? Had it been Wall Street that was it, that caused tremendous amount of damage in this country towards destroying the little mama papa farmer and the little mama papa businessman. And of course it wasn't long till after that occurred, here come these big conglomerates. Here come Walmart. Here come Kmart. Here come Target. Here come all these big multi-billion, trillion-dollar conglomerates that put another dent on the mama-papa industry out there. You know, that's kind of like the body shop industry. If you got a little old body shop like you had that hold maybe 4, 5, 6 cars, you can't survive off of that no more. You got to have something big, all kinds of fancy, you know, just... Well, I was in a body shop a while ago, and they take their waste thinner and pour it in this machine, which I was aware of the machine. I think DuPont put it out, that will siphon through the old thinner and take all the minerals that's in the thinner and destroy it. Or it actually puts it in a bag, like turns it into powder form. But then you can take that thinner that it purifies and reuse it again towards painting another car. There ain't no telling what it costs for that machine.
I know.
Probably $20,000-$30,000 just for that one machine. Just like a frame machine now. A frame machine's what, 45, 50, 60,000, 75,000? Now they got all this aluminum stuff. Stuff ain't no good no more. It's all throwaway stuff. You know what I'm saying? Just Mickey Mouse stuff.
Yep.
Well, I hate it. You had trouble in Walmart.
Taliban are close to an agreement.
So you just wore the aisles out. Just kept going down one aisle after another aisle. See, they ought to have some sort of
It's a 7-day reduction in violence with the Taliban.
some sort of
Towards a settlement.
a locator.
Which President Trump.
And they do have that. If you know how to operate your phone, you can ask your phone where a certain product is, and it'll tell you it's down on aisle 7B or 4A.
Yeah, I know it.
It will. It'll tell you. If you got the right phone, if you got the right knowledge, if you got that type of.
It would also give us the opportunity to reduce the footprint.
But what happens with people that don't have that knowledge? I
Like
mean,
me, you have to walk up and down the aisle.
got to walk up and down the aisle or go to asking a bunch of people. Like you're loco or something. Well, y'all don't even know where the toilet paper is? Well, no. Well, they changed color on the toilet paper. They now got it down on aisle 4. 4? That's where the cat food used to be. Well, they moved the cat food over in aisle 7. Why do they do that for?
That's why people buy more when they do that.
It's a scheme, isn't it? Just like whenever you walk in the door, something will be right there as you're walking in, 75% off. And it may be something as worthless as that screwdriver right there. But because it's 75% off, you know how many people stop and buy it? They'll buy it and then they'll take it and throw it in a utility room somewhere and never use it and never look at it again.
Yep.
Because they got a bargain.
Yep.
They got it for 75% off, Uncle Bill. They're preying on us. You hear what I'm saying? They're preying on us. Preying on our ignorance, preying on our money, preying on our work, preying on our abilities. They're preying on us. They're just like vultures. They're just like vultures. I really think they're worse than vultures. I think they're like catfish. They're scavengers. You know, a catfish will go down to the bottom and he'll get whatever the waste is. You know, whatever has fallen, sifted through the water, and wound up floating down at the very bottom. That's where a catfish will be. You know it? 99.9% of the time, that's where a catfish will live. He'll live down there on the very, very bottom, where he can open up his mouth as he's floating.
He's like a buzzard.
Yeah, he's like a buzzard. He don't want to work for his food. Call from Jimmy.
Hello. Hey. Fine, how are you? Yeah, well, it'll take a little while to stop it. Here, you mean the blower?
Just like this sequel, 15 minutes could save you 50% or more on car insurance. Like road closure, you're gonna want to know about it.
Well, is your blower still blowing?
Can my side be firm?
And my side super soft.
Yes, Sleep Number 360 Swap It on sale now. You can both adjust your comfort with your Sleep Number setting.
Can it help keep me asleep?
Absolutely. It intelligently senses your movements and automatically
And snoring?
No problem.
You don't get no hot air, is what you're saying.
Promise, true. And now during the ultimate Sleep Number event, save 50% Number 360 limited edition swiper. Plus 0% interest for 36 months.
When did you do that?
Morning, sunshine. It's gonna be a great workout.
Oh,
Contenders today.
well, I don't know. Yeah, I know it, yeah. Not how he.
Spring is coming, so it's time to get started.
Uh-huh.
Call
First things
Reba.
first, call True Green.
Yeah, it is. It's good, yeah.
Millions of homeowners.
I don't know what the cause of heater doing that. That's something wrong with that climate control.
50% off your first lawn application.
And I don't know much about one of them.
Cardiologist recommended heart control. I recommend Qunol CoQ10 because it has 3 times better absorption than
Yeah.
CoQ10. Qunol is the brand I trust.
Okay. You let me know what happened.
It's truly powerful.
I have the power to lower my blood sugar.
Everything doing okay?
Because I can still make my own insulin. And Trulicity activates my body to release it, like it's supposed to. Trulicity is for people with type 2 diabetes. It's not insulin. I take it once a week. It starts acting in my body from the first dose.
Yeah, I know it.
Trulicity isn't for people with
Yeah.
type 1 diabetes or diabetic ketoacidosis. Don't take Trulicity if you're allergic to it, you or your family have medullary thyroid cancer, or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2.
Yeah, I guess so.
Trulicity and
Yeah.
call your doctor right away if you have an allergic reaction, a lump or swelling in your neck, or
Okay, love you. Bye.
Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Taking Trulicity
Who in the world was that?
Huh?
Who in the world was that?
That is Betty's sister's daughter.
Okay, the one that lives in Sharon.
No, she lives in Martin.
Betty's sister lives in Sharon.
Betty's sister lives in Martin too. She's got 3 sisters.
Oh, she does.
Mm-hmm.
I just know the one that she's married pertaining to the Undertaker.
Yeah, that's Cheryl.
Yeah, it's Cheryl.
This would effectively reopen
So she's got another sister?
Got 3.
I've never met her.
Robbie, Faye, and Sue.
Well, I didn't know that, Uncle Bill.
Last month, Virginia lawmakers voted to ratify the amendment.
She must be younger than the other one.
The Justice Department
Well,
has said
Faye's about 90. She's 89.
is now ongoing.
Sue's about 87, 88.
Where we first brought you last night.
I wonder how old Robbie is.
Into billions of
Are they still getting around okay?
to Ivy League schools from
At that
China
age?
and other countries. Correspondent Jillian Turner takes a look.
Two of the nation's top Ivy League universities, Harvard and Yale,
Did you know that they don't even have a funeral home no more in Sharon?
millions of dollars in foreign donations.
Harvard?
The Department of Education says violates the Higher Education Act.
Now you gotta go to Greenfield or Martin.
Nationwide review of universities that in the past
Wow.
months has drudged up
Or do something in church, one of the local churches, after you have the body
China, Saudi Arabia, and the UAE.
done up.
Secretary Betsy DeVos tells Fox
But no, there's no Undertaker that works there no more.
News are accepting money from foreign developers.
Said there was an outfit come in there and looked at it, thought about gonna open it up, but said it was gonna cost too much to re-renovate the building. Said you'd be better off just bulldozing the building down and building another building. Because it didn't meet all the codes. You know, whenever you got public in there, you gotta have certain things, gotta be certain ways. Once more, the government trying to tell everybody what to do, you know. And they use the word safety a lot of times to pull the wool over the businessman's eyes to the point, well, this is what you got to do, and if you don't do it this way, then you can't stay in business.
Yeah.
And on college campuses, going after faculty, students, just about
Kind of like those paint booths. See, whenever you got out of it, you just had to have an exhaust fan towards pulling the fumes out of a room where you was painting an automobile.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that no more. It's got to have an exhaust that goes up a certain level, and it's got to have all kinds of filters, and it's got to have all kinds of this and all kinds of that. I think a paint booth now is right at $50,000, maybe $100,000 for a paint booth.
Well,
Especially the paint that they use now. The majority of them are using that waterborne. You you probably didn't even hear of waterborne whenever you left, did you?
I used to.
Did you?
The new charges.
All the trunk spray was water paint based.
Really?
Had that for years back in the 60s and 70s.
Well, yeah, but it was more predominant out west, though, wasn't it?
Huh?
It was more predominant out west, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Because the EPA stuff.
Well, they got a lot more paint companies than they used to. We just had R&M and Vincent Mason and DuPont and Sharon Williams and stuff like that. But they got a lot of paint now.
They got PPG.
Lots of it.
Yeah, they got lots of stuff out there now.
Yep, they do.
3M. I don't think 3M does nothing as far as paint, though, do they?
They make a lot of stuff plastic.
They make a lot of supplies, don't they?
Plastic paint.
For the body shop.
Yeah.
Well, listen, it's starting to get dark, and I guess I need to mosey on out of here.
Yeah, the boogers will get you.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, you gotta do.
Well, it's
You gotta get home before
you live
sunset.
in a bad neighborhood, Uncle Bill. You live in just, I mean, I don't know why you'd want to move in a neighborhood like this with around a bunch of heathens in the summertime. They all strip off their clothes and run around here hooping and hollering or drinking and doing drugs. They're getting in and out of the lake. Why in the world? I thought you'd come up here for relaxation.
Well, they don't go lake no more. They ride golf carts now.
Well, they ride golf carts and also
they ride
those.
golf carts. They don't go. On
They
the
ride
lake.
those mules. They ride those four-wheelers.
They ride everything.
They act like a bunch of heathens up here in the summertime.
Well, that makes the economy up here better.
I guess it does.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like on a holiday, it's scary to be out there on the water.
I don't get out on holidays up here. They run over you on the golf cart, them old mules.
They'll run over you on a boat.
I don't get on the lake on holidays or weekends.
You still got your boat, right?
Yeah. And I don't get out on the road. I stay in on holidays.
Well, I guess I'm gonna do some fishing this year.
You know what?
Do some fishing. I got a boat.
You have?
Uh-huh.
Well, the fishing ain't gonna count now. There's Asian carp first at the lake up here.
What has?
Asian carp.
Aging?
Foreign Asian carps. They hurt the lake.
Do you think that somebody sabotaged, put that carp in there purposely
The
so that it
farmers-
would ruin the
The
water?
farmers put it in their ponds back years ago. Had a lot of floods and ponds overflowed, the fish they got out. Now they're in all the lakes and streams around the country now. Around here.
I was told that it's dangerous. Like if you're on a jet ski, one of them could fly up and hit you in the
Even
head.
in a boat.
Huh?
Even in a boat. Them things, some of them's that long.
25, 30 pounds?
Yeah, they hit you, they hurt you. Knock you out of the boat.
You ever heard anybody getting hurt by one of them and having to go to the hospital? I was told it happens up here on the river.
But it's going to happen. They're getting worse. They're taking over. They raise fast. And they're shallow water fish too.
But they ain't worth a darn for eating, are they?
Yeah, they say they are. The
Aren't they full of?
commercial fishermen netting them and sending them over to Japan. They eating them.
Really?
That's what I've been told. I don't know if that's true or not.
Well, I know they used to have some of the best crappie up here in the world, didn't they? You probably caught what, crappie up here? What's the biggest crappie you've ever caught?
The biggest I ever caught weighed 2 3/4 pounds. When I was with my buddy, he caught one weighed 3 ounces and 3 pounds and 3 ounces.
A crappie.
I've never caught a 3-pound crappie
You've never caught a 3-pound crappie.
that I know of. Never have.
What's the biggest crappie that's ever been caught out of this river? Do you know?
Well, the biggest one caught it. He got $100 on it. It was 3 pounds and 3 ounces.
But what's the record
I don't know.
out of this river?
I don't know.
It couldn't have been much over that. I've never heard of a crappie getting much over 4 pounds. Have you?
I've never seen no more than 3-pound crappie. Biggest I've ever seen. They may have some, but I ain't seen them.
And of course, you got the brim. Those little old brim, they ain't worth nothing. They full of bones.
Yeah. Well, those shell crackers is in the brim family, and they go up to be pound and a half. But I don't care for them. I don't like them.
You're always, your favorite was the crappie, wasn't it? A white meat.
I don't
White
know,
meat.
I don't know if they're safe to eat out of this lake out here anymore.
One.
It's got mercury in it.
It does.
Yeah.
Enough that if you ate fish every day, it could hurt you? Really?
Yeah.
But you'd have to eat it like every day, though, wouldn't you?
Not necessarily. They say it's in the bass fish, but it ain't in the crappie. If it's in the bass fish, it's in all the fish.
How do you keep up with all this stuff?
Well, if you fish and do it, you gotta keep up with it.
Well, you read a lot of magazines or something?
Huh?
Read a lot of magazines or
No,
something?
I don't have no magazine. I just, people that I know a lot of stuff.
Mercury is that stuff that makes your thermometer go up and down, right?
Yeah, it's been in the lake for a long. They claim it's just about every stream and water in the United States. Mercury's in it. And then so it's gonna finally get to our drinking water if it ain't already getting in it.
If it ain't already getting in it. Plus some of those other toxins that the
all the
farmers
waters and
use.
stuff is getting polluted. Everything's getting polluted now.
Yeah, it's getting contaminated, isn't it?
Well, you take this lake out here, all this little farm spray goes into it. A lot of these houses on the side of the lake's got sewer field line, that's running into the lake too.
Probably.
And this just got me where I don't care about eating them no more.
But do you ever eat fish anymore at all?
I ain't eaten none now in 2 years.
I mean, do you go to the market or do you go to the restaurant and eat fish?
I don't eat fish.
You don't eat fish, period.
Uh-uh.
You're scared of fish.
I just don't, I don't really care.
You're uncomfortable for eating fish.
No, I just never was crazy about eating fish to start with.
Well, you used to catch them 200 or 300 at a time.
Yeah, I know, but that's a long time ago.
I don't know, you may have caught 400 or 500 at one time, didn't you?
No.
Well, you've caught, I know you've caught
100.
well over 100,
Yeah.
150, 200, whatever.
Yeah. And it's all changed.
Did you ever do any fishing over at Real Foot Lake?
Yeah, like a long time ago. Long years ago.
Did you like fishing over there?
Yeah. You could always catch something in Real Foot Lake. There's something going on all the time. Catch brim, crappie, a little crappie about like that. They weren't very big.
Right.
You know, granules, catch a lot of them. Carp.
You know the waters is getting out again.
Yeah, we've had so much rain. We've had a lot of rain.
Yeah.
Channel 6 said that the last 4 years, they've had anywhere from 2 to 8 more inches rain a year.
And it's also been it's warmer in the winter too, isn't it?
Well,
About
the Bible
2 or
says
3
it'll be
degrees.
that way. It just says that in the last days, the only way you're going to tell winter from summer will be by the buds of the trees.
You think we're at the end? You think we're at the end?
But you know, the Bible's done, it's real fail. It's just like a puzzle. It's done put together, and it's coming to an end. I mean, all this stuff's coming true. And it's happening fast now. People can't get along. Wars, we have wars, rumors of wars. And there's trouble all kinds of trouble.
It's gotten ugly, hasn't it?
Uh,
It's gotten ugly. It's gotten nasty, ugly.
Nobody can get along no more. It's everything's in a mess. And it ain't gonna get no better. It's gonna get worse.
Well, I hope you're wrong.
I do too. But it's just, that's what the Bible says it'll be. It's gonna be that way.
Well, Uncle Bill, I tried to help them. I tried to put out a message 25, 30 years ago, and they was scared of my message. Did nobody want to take me for face value, that my message had credibility? They all laughed at it. They thought that I was trying to hustle them. They thought that I was on some sort of a celebrity stunt trying to bring
Was
attention.
you?
No, I was not. No, I was very sincere in putting out my message about all those horses, about the opening of the seals and the 2 witnesses and the book of Daniel and stuff. I was very sincere and still am. And still am.
It's all coming true.
Yes, it is.
It's all happening. It's just like, and it's doing it fast too.
How come so many young people are dying? How come so many young people are dying? Just like Johnny. Johnny dying at that age. 46 years old dying.
It's just,
How come so many people dying at a young age?
it's just what it is.
It's almost like a waste, isn't it?
Yeah. It's just.
It's sad, isn't it?
There's so many people on this earth now. There's so many diseases. Every year we have a new type of disease coming out. We got a new flu out now.
Yeah, I've heard that.
And, you know, every year something new comes out.
I know.
And you can't stop it. I don't never take no flu shot.
World's too overpopulated, isn't it?
Yeah,
World's too
it
overpopulated.
is. And it's too, people are too close. You know, when I grew up, we was in 25, 30, 40 miles of anybody, you know.
Right. And people had respect for each
Yeah.
other back then.
Yeah.
Nowadays, people don't have no respect for each
They
other.
don't know what the word is.
They don't have no respect for themselves. So naturally, if they don't have no respect for themselves, they're not going to have none for humanity, are they?
It's not taught no more. The mom and daddies don't teach you kids to have respect, and they don't teach them not to lie. They think it's okay to lie.
Right. Right.
So it's all in a mess.
See, and I never was lying to the public whenever I put all that material out to all the churches. I was very, very, very
That
sincere.
Obama, his whole administration, while he was in there, he was lying. But yet he got away with it. They didn't do nothing about it.
I know it.
He lied to get in there, and after he got in there, he lied.
I know it.
And then he kept on lying.
Do you think that he was born in America?
No, he wasn't born in America. Sean Hannity, one time we was coming from Jackson and Betty, he was on the radio, and some man was a Swiss boat man.
Was a what?
Was a called it the Swiss boat in the war. It had the Swiss boat. He was over in Kenya. He said he had proof that Obama was born in Kenya over there. Had proof of it. Said he's having trouble getting out of the country, and he was supposed to be on. I was on a Friday. He was supposed to be on Sean Hannity's show, radio that Monday. Never showed up, and don't know whatever happened to him.
Guy just disappeared.
He disappeared. They killed him.
You assuming that, right? You don't know that.
But he's not. He's either in some kind of captivity or he's out.
Or
he
he's
can't-
dead.
Dead. He
Of course,
can't get out.
by now he may very well be dead, huh? Because of his
But
age.
he said he had proof that Obama was born in Kenya. That he had proof of it.
And that information,
It didn't get out. It didn't make it.
I wonder how many other lies we've been lied to in the past 35, 40 years.
All these politicians, they lie. Because they're politicians don't give them the right to lie. But they lie. That old group we got in there now, been in there 30, 40 years, they haven't done nothing. Trump's done more in the last 3 years than they've done in 40 years. And he ain't even a politician. And they don't like him.
That's
They
what
try to
they're
get him
scared
out.
of him about.
Huh?
That's what they're scared of him about.
Yeah, he's trying to put
He ain't
terms on-
playing by the same set of
Well,
rules.
he don't need their money. All the rest of them taking money on the table. He don't need the money. And they're trying to get rid of them, especially the Democrats. They're taking a lot of them Democrats is taking a lot of foreign money from foreign countries, and Trump has cut it out, and they don't like it. It's just.
I think we've been taken over myself, and I think whenever we started being taken over towards giving the farm away, was after the assassination of JFK down there in Dallas. Because this country hasn't been the same ever since JFK got assassinated, has it, Uncle Bill?
No.
And you know good and well that was an inside job, whoever killed him down there in Dallas.
Well, it was planned.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it was planned to get rid of him.
Because the guy that done the shooting, somebody shot him, didn't they?
Yeah.
Lee Harvey Harswell, or whatever his name was.
He wasn't the one that killed him. They said he did, but he didn't. He was blamed on him. They never did catch the guy that killed him. It was all inside job, politic job. You can get killed now, and they can hide the murder, weapon, and you never hear about nothing no more.
If you got that kind of clout,
Right.
if you got that kind of power.
Well, we got about 30 people, families are running this whole world.
30 families.
About 30 families are running this whole world.
We'll also give you this groundhog that will come out with the right
30 families.
Yeah. It's always been that way.
No groundhog, but skills tests for sure. Try skills tests free when you post your job at Indeed.com/groundhog.
Is it Sorrel, his name, in another country, or in some country? He got a lot of money, and he's been butting into a lot of stuff around here.
The CMA certification. You gotta earn it.
Well, it's the work of the devil.
That's right, the devil's took over.
The prince of this world has taken over, Uncle Bill.
It's just like the apples. You put a bad apple with all the good apples, they all ruin. That bad apple ruined. But you put a good apple with bad apples, and they won't get good. They all ruin too. The same way it's people. You put one bad person with a group, and they all get bad.
Especially whenever you're talking about that kind of power, that kind of money.
Yeah. Well, the dollar's the name of the game in this country.
Oh, yeah.
They
It
do
always-
anything for the dollar.
Oh, yeah. Doesn't the Bible say something about the love of money?
Yeah.
The root of all evil?
Mm-hmm.
Now they got us all turning on each other. Now they got us all fighting against each other just over a dime. Just over a 10-cent piece. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right.
Families get tore apart. Families get tore apart just over
You can get somebody killed for $500.
probably.
Yeah.
Probably. Well, it's awful.
Yeah, it ain't gonna get no better.
Well, I hope it does.
It ain't. It's not gonna get ever. If you'll notice, every decade something gets a little bit worse. Every decade, it gradually gets more and more and more. But it really makes a change in the decade.
If they was to have went out here and taken a gun, an assault rifle, and went into a school and shot up a bunch of innocent children whenever you was growing up, what would have they have done to that person?
Well, they kill him, shoot him. There wouldn't be no trial. They just shoot him.
And today, now we feed them and take care of them and pay for their heating and cooling and their HBO and give them 3 meals. And
Oh yeah, yeah.
I think the psychiatric community has caused a lot of this, Bill. You know, they'll say, "Oh, it's unhumane. It's unhumane. You can't do that person that way. That's unhumane." Well, it wasn't. He didn't think about it being unhumane whenever he went in there and killed all them children, did he?
No.
And I'm not afraid of Donald Trump, and he knows it. And that's why he keeps tweeting about me. Thank you, Donald. Keep sending it in. I love it.
The world is not the same world I grew up in when I was born in. It's a different world.
Sure. He was born in 1933.
It's different.
You just barely do remember the events of World War II, don't you?
Yeah.
Because by the time
I remember Roosevelt, a little bit of him, because he was dead.
Roosevelt,
Yeah, he was pretty popular. But he was, I think he died before I was born.
I don't know. I don't know the timestamp like it ought to be there. All right, well, I'm going to get on.
All right, thanks for the stuff.
Yep. I got you on video.
Yeah, how come?
Well, I'll put you on my Facebook.
I don't need to be on no Facebook.
Well, you got yeah. We ain't doing Facebook. I don't do Facebook. I do YouTube. I do YouTube.